Hi everyone, welcome back to another episode of Evolve and Execute. I'm your host, CS Rajiv Bajaj, startup coach and mentor. When someone believes that leadership today is as much about clarity of message as it is about strength and strategy, I think we have a very interesting guest with us, Mr. Prashant Parida, and he is a respected name in the field of strategic communication and executive branding. In this hyper-connected world, scrolling happens. Communication has become both a superpower and a minefield. So, for today's CEOs and CXOs, it's no longer just about what they say, but also how, where, and why they say it. So that is going to be very engaging conversation with you. Welcome, Prashantji, to our show and please introduce yourself to our audience.
Yeah. Thank you, Rajiv, for inviting to this podcast. Very good afternoon to everybody. Namaste, pranam. the your header of your podcast, evolve and execute. These two words are very close to my heart, also. Right. So this is where the people. This is how the people grow. The execution is the only way which makes the progress, which makes the growth, and that is how you evolve. And just before that, I always try to add when comes to the functionality. Being a communication specialist part, I always believed in having some. It's not exactly the formulas, the principles which I live by, and the ideas is any function or any operations part, I always put it on the four pillars: ideation, creation, execution, and follow-up or monitoring part. So everything starts from the ideation part. Then, so ideation creation itself cannot do anything till the time you execute it properly part. So that is why this word execute is very close to me, because that is the purpose of the life, and that is how you go about it. And then next comes the, which is also the title of my forthcoming book in couple of months' time. It's still under final manuscript stage part. Is the which I that is my own principle which I lived by, and which I had seen throughout my career when the youngsters were coming to join the organization, and then I've seen the gaps. A student who's a final year student in a professional college is called as a senior, a sir in his college. But very next day when he's in the professional world, he's the junior most person in training. So that shift, I have always tried to gauge how it affects to a student when it comes to the professional world part. So those 3 years of the career are, I always say, is the foundation, right? Is very, very critical, where they look about their mentors. They look forward. Okay, somebody is going to handhold them. Somebody is going for incubation for them part. So those who get it right at the right time, I think they grow exponentially. And those who are unfortunate to, that is the reason we say you join an organization for the corporate identity, the brand, the which it stands for,
Absolutely.
the organization.
Absolutely.
But you leave the company because of a person, an individual, right? Whatever term you give. So I believe in learn, share, and grow. So you keep learning throughout your life, but at the same time, the purpose will be solved when you share, when you handhold the youngsters part, when you groom them, when you contribute to somebody's life. I think that makes the life and the function, the organization, everything grow exponentially. So that is what ultimately the evolving process part. So that is the
Okay.
reason I
Okay.
started with it hits very hard. Good, beautiful words. Coming to my own career graph part, see, this is after my 37 years of checkered career, started as a salesperson. And I believe in every organization, everybody has to be a salesperson first. And I'm fortunate to start my career as a salesperson. And that to be one of the biggest multinational in those times, part the JH Fenner International, which is now the JK Group company, Fenner India Limited. And they are, I mean, I think that time it was in 105 countries. So I was fortunate to get that kind of a platform, as well as the leaders. That is the reason what I invited. That is the leaders who did the hand holding for us, the leaders who mentored us. I think my best learning comes from there, which imbibed very well into me, and I carried forward throughout my career path. And then in 36 years, major time with the bigger organization, MNCs, and half of the time is with the promoter-driven companies, what we
Right.
call as the Lalaji company in English
Yeah.
part. That's
Okay.
so. This is that was the paradigm shift part, and
Yeah.
but the beauty of that, because in India, more than 80% companies are the MSMEs companies, which are the promoter-driven companies part.
Absolutely.
And
Absolutely. I agree.
I had a very fortunate, I'm fortunate, I always say, and a very good experience of working closely with the promoters, right? And believe me, if they, because see, a promoter comes with the hard-earned money part, right?
Yeah.
So for him, it is very, very, very prudent to be insecure or to be looking around for the close-knit team, other things part is very
Yeah.
quite obvious. Very quite obvious.
Yeah.
That is what we also do, right?
Yeah. Yeah.
But the best part is ki when you go close to them and work as a human beings, touch the right chord. And I was fortunate to get that relationship building. And the classic example is Havels India. When I
Okay.
joined
Great.
28 years back, which was a minuscule company, small company, trading, and but they had the couple of manufacturing units part. I had the privilege, I had that privilege, and I think I must say fortunate to work with Kimatai Gupta ji, and
Very
the
nice.
same Anil Gupta ji also. And imagine the way we worked as a team. I think I was the only one of the only professionals from the outside. We were a couple of handful people who propelled them. It's always a teamwork. I always say it's a teamwork. It's
Right.
not. But
Right.
when we look back, what kind of a legacy you create, I think that is very, very important. And there are a lot of very beautiful stories also during that time.
Fantastic. Fantastic.
And
I think we'll have all those stories
yeah,
coming out
so
from
coming
you.
from,
Uh, So
so
case
that
study,
was it.
Havels is a case study in itself. So I think you have been associated, so that's fantastic. So
That
my
is,
first question to you is, what defines the new age communication in the post digital era? We are all
yeah.
going through a lot of digital content going around. So for our viewers, I think this will be interesting to know your views on this.
Right. Yeah, very right. It's a very valid question also, because most of the time we all are in our silos, and when we grow in our career part, we always think probably we know everything. Kind of a syndrome is always there with
Yeah.
many people, not all, but the many people part. So I made it a point when I say the learn, share, and the grow part. They believe me, Rajiv ji, till date, I'm learning, not only learning, but as a student enrolled in the classes also, right? So why I want to tell this, because I was practicing digital marketing for last say 8 or 10 years time. You have that 2 years of the COVID time also, which was the most
Right.
challenging part.
Absolutely.
And believe me, that is how I had that conviction part key, because I wanted to check. It was all digital. 2 years COVID was the 100% digital. And then I realized ki whatever we are doing, I must check, because we have seen the 2 or 3 eras working in 36 years, 3 decades, more than 3 decades part. So I never wanted to have a self-doubt. And believe me, the last year of my career, in way back in 2022, I enrolled in ISB for my digital marketing program,
Oh, very nice.
right?
Very
And
nice.
that is how I tried to. It was not that I'm joining ISB, I'm joining any executive program part. I just want to validate through those teachers and the best of the faculty that whatever I
Right.
had been done as a live example, was it right or wrong. I just needed a validation for that part.
Oh,
And
fantastic.
fortunately, I was right. See, so that is the reason. Abhi, if we go by the definition part, the new age communication, by definition, it will be the modern methods, the kind of the channels, digital channels, technology, what we are using, right? In the because there is a fine difference in the technology part, rather because we are talking about the communication martech,
Mhm.
the technology in the marketing part, we are talking about the digital part, but this new era has come, the artificial intelligence part, right?
Absolutely.
So by definition, so it is the modern methods and the channels which you are using as the tools.
Yeah.
But my belief, the biggest tool is being contemporary. Go with
Yeah.
the time,
Yeah.
right? So it's not only about the digital marketing I learned. I have done almost eight certificate courses just to be contemporary, be it the blockchain, be it the AI, be it the chat GPT, be it the what you call the even the personal branding will be a subject which very close to my
Right.
heart. I got trained by Mr. Swellset for this part, that
Oh,
the
fantastic.
personal branding
Mhm.
thing, and then you
Mhm.
have the it's a plethora of the subjects and the ideas which are roaming around, and so why not better to equip yourself? Certainly, teams will be there, agencies will be there, but I must know my subject part. So for me, being contemporary is the biggest asset in any kind of the methodology, what you learn and what you practice.
That's
So it's the
fantastic.
okay modern tools.
That's fantastic.
Yeah.
That's fantastic. And it's very heartening to note that you are still on the learning curve. And that's how most of us are. Uh, our last episode was on AI only, and we tried to share the voices of AI with our viewers. So, how have
But
the
another,
expectation?
Rajiv, another, sorry,
Yeah,
another aspect I will add here, I must not forget the languages part, right?
yeah,
I think
yeah,
because see, you have any tool, but you know, country is so diverse, so big. Though having a bent to learn, I don't say ki you learn all the languages part. Believe me,
right.
I can understand 8 languages in the country part,
Oh,
right?
fantastic.
I can
Yeah,
read, write 5 languages, but I try to understand, grasp that so that the country is so beautiful. You
yeah,
go around your communication, so you don't need those tools. This is
yeah,
offline thing. So this is
yeah.
also a very important part of those tools being contemporary.
Oh, that's fantastic. So, coming back to my question to you is, how have the expectation from leaders changed when it comes to the visibility and voice? Because
Right.
there's a lot going around, and leaders also have to cope up with the new challenges. So,
Yes.
what is your view on that?
Yeah. The visibility and voice, they are the two different the ways of looking at it. So far, communication is concerned, the because we're talking about the challenges part. This is what I try to create that platform, the foundation in the beginning part. See, what is about the communication part? It's all about the interaction, and the communication is two ways,
Yeah,
right? So even if you are writing something, so the feedback is something which one has to. So challenges is key. Whether the in the contemporary times, what I always say, the listening part, listening to the social media, what digitally you are able to listen, right? So that is something key, because it's not that you are just doing something and you will forget. No, whole world is watching. CXO, world is
yeah,
watching you. Your teams are watching you. That is the biggest challenge, being watched every time. Your conduct, your perceptions, your deliveries, everything is under scrutiny. Everything is even your personal life as a CXO, right? Because
right.
that is what you stand for, right? So, so far, voice is concerned, that here I will say you are dealing with the new age employees,
Yeah,
the modern employees, the Gen X, the Gen Z, sorry, Gen X to
yeah.
our age,
Gen Z,
Gen
Gen
Z,
Z. Yeah,
Gen Z, and the Alpha. Now the Alpha
right.
has come. Rajiv ji, it is very interesting. While interviewing the youngsters, I'm not talking today. 3 years back in my regular career path, a
Mm.
youngster asked the very first question: Is Saturday off?
Uh-huh. Yes.
Yeah, they take a decision on that basis. Imagine. It's
Right.
not wrong. It's all about the comprehension, it's all about the understanding part, because it's not that you are dealing with that kind of a loyal something. You have to change. They will not change because you are in their domain, you are in their times, not they are not in your
Right.
times. I think
Absolutely.
that defines very well ki you are in their times. They are not in your times. That is
Very
something
well
important.
said. Very well
That is the
said.
biggest challenge. That is the biggest
Yeah.
challenge. The what tools you use, what kind of empathy. They don't like arrogance. You have to have the empathy. You have to have that understanding because they are vocal. They are vocal.
Right.
They
Absolutely.
you have something, you know, today LinkedIn is full of the complaints, issues, grudges. Okay. They have got a platform. So that is the reason you are walking on a very tight rope as a CXO.
Abs-
Keeping that
Absolutely.
balance is very important. I think that is one of the biggest challenges our voice is company. When it
Right.
comes to the visibility part, certainly what tools you use in all the categories, that is something important. You have to be very, very cautious using that tool part. If you do not know something, learn it. Again, I'm coming back to that part. If you
Right.
do not know something, learn it. You cannot say, I will discard it. You have to learn it,
Yeah.
right? Again, classic example. It was the Twitter, right? This was short notes, short story, your voice. I mean, what you want from any friends.
Yeah.
Now it has become X.
Yeah. Yeah. Absolutely. Yeah.
X suddenly Elon Musk has tried to the take a premium subscription. Otherwise, it is short note only. But imagine we can count few people who are visible there, although they are writing there, but they are visible
Right.
there. Classic example, Anand Mahindra.
Right.
Classic
Right.
example, Anil Gupta of Havels. Well,
Yes.
you will remember very few names.
Right.
It's not that they are is their advocate, the thought leadership part, they're writing, but they're visible also. They are visible.
Right.
That I always say in marketing, the best evolution of the brand or the growth of a brand is when your visible brands become a listening brand.
Right. Right. Right.
When your
So
visible brands become a listening.
my next question is this only, so that how important you believe every leader need to invest in personal branding. So how important this is for them, and why they should do so. Yeah.
Valid question, million dollar question for all CXOs.
Yeah.
Attention, your visibility. You are always being scrutinized by your team, your people, your organization, and outside world. Right?
Yeah. Yeah.
I give a very classic example here, and very interesting. It's a real life experience. Right? I was part of an organization which is is 500 crores. 1,000 crore is again today's time is as good as an MSME company,
Right.
right? I had a responsibility of coaching the board member also, because it's a family hold company, and you have to actually groom them and make them adaptable to the how the outside you behave with the outside world and all these things
Right.
part, creating that platform, speaker
Right.
panels, those things part. This very classic example, one I had a very good relation with the Skill Council of India, so they were organizing a seminar, and their secretary I had an interaction with me, and he said, "Ki Prashant, if you can suggest some good speakers, I think that's a good platform. Let me push my MD there."
Uh-huh.
Right? So I have taken. So I accompanied them. I was obviously as a communication specialist, I have to coach, I have to guide, I have to, and they were very, very good people. They're very good people.
Right.
They're still very close to me, and they always listen to me also. But what happened there? Before the panel discussion starts, there was an informal interaction with all the dignitaries part. And then the our person also still hounds me. He said, "I've heard about your company, but I not know much about you."
Uh-huh. Okay.
Imagine what big difference it is, right? This is what exactly I'm trying to give. In today's time, you cannot compromise on this part. This is something very, very must be visible, must be vocal, so whatever somewhat manner. It's not that you cannot simply discard that I don't like it. That I don't like it doesn't work.
Yeah.
You being a camera shy, I can agree, but
Yeah.
that visibility comes in various forms, right?
Absolutely,
You have got
absolutely. So that's what brings me to another question. How does personal branding differ from company branding, and especially for the founders, because sometimes they get confused between the two.
yes,
So how to solve this riddle for them?
exactly. Very valid question. The see, we have heard these two words: thought leadership and thought advocacy.
Yeah,
These two things, how they are different. When I say today CXO has to be visible, has to have some voice, has to have some see, at the end of the day, it all comes to the networking. It's not only
right,
that key your visibility is, but networking is very important. They say, I mean, I was reading somewhere, certainly, in the LinkedIn, so beautiful articles do come. The time has come when your education, your experience means after 5 year of anybody's working part, your
yeah,
education qualification, your today's time, and your work experience is hardly going to matter. It's only the networking which is going to matter.
yeah, yeah,
And we all have, everybody must be hiding in their heart part ki yes, this is something which is very, very well. If they missed the bus somewhere, they must be knowing why. They must be
right,
knowing why. So this
right,
is something very, very important to know. So why it is the important, I mean, what the kind of the difference is. See, we invest so much money, right? And in MSMEs, I have seen that was my always issue with the promoters part. They always thought marketing as a cost. And
mhm,
I always said, when I say marketing, it is a complete scenario part. It's not only the advertising, branding, these things part. Anything and
yeah,
everything. Because for me, the branding is employee branding, employer branding, the organization branding, product branding. All put together is the brand. It's not only the
right,
product brand.
right,
Some people don't even invest into the branding part. They think it is a cost. I always say it's an investment. Rather, marketing comes first.
yeah,
Majority, in my experience, what majority think कि anybody coming कि a business कैसे बढ़ेगा.
mm,
Being a salesperson for 20 years on ground, Rajiv ji, I always say selling is the byproduct of marketing.
absolutely,
You
absolutely,
present yourself well, you communicate well. Communicate well what? About product, about organization, about people, about, see, it's all about. If it is, if it is presented well, packaged well, offered well to the benefit of both, selling will automatically happen. अब वो time थोड़ी रहेगा कि you go and that but just take the order. So it's not that selling. It's not that selling.
absolutely,
So that
absolutely.
is, so you invest into the organization building part, product, brand, corporate identity. People don't understand the difference in the corporate identity and the brand also. That is also another issue. So,
Absolutely.
so invest into, I have two examples here where companies had a brand, product brand, and company name is different. But the promoters could listen to me and they had made the company name. Twice it happened. I thought ki when you are growing, when you are starting, you cannot afford to invest money into the two identities part. That
Absolutely.
was the one.
Absolutely.
Right? So anyway, you create the corporate identity, but now how in today's time, the it's a why I'm saying this. Now you have the startup culture. Now you
Yep.
have the entrepreneurship culture part,
Yeah.
right? Why people know A, B, C person in the entrepreneurship part? Not everybody.
Yep.
Why Ashnir Grover name will be striking everybody? I can name few, right? and at the same time, how Baiju will be remembered or how
Yep.
Blue Smart will be remembered, right? Irrespective of whatever, because it's on the public platform, that's why I'm quoting this part. Ki whatever
Yeah.
happened in the Blue Smart part, now imagine about Puneet,
Hmm.
Puneet Goyal or Puneet Garg, the third partner.
Yeah.
What is his
Yeah. Yeah.
condition? What is his condition? Irrespective of whatever, we know he's a good fellow. Irrespective of whatever he does on the social media or in his networking part, but people always
Right.
have the question mark, you are part of the board.
Absolutely,
है
absolutely.
ना
So
मतलब
I see that he is trying to build again his reputation, and he's doing a lot of effort on LinkedIn and otherwise also.
now
But yes, you are right. So
yeah,
can you share one example where poor communication cost a business or a brand significantly?
please repeat.
Where poor communication cost a business or a brand significantly? Any
Okay.
example of that?
Yeah. Uh, Immediately, so coming to my mind, only one example. There are a couple of more, but I don't know how much relevance I can try to create.
Right.
But L&T certainly suffered because of one statement from their chairman in
Yeah.
an interview part, right? So it's not about the L&T. Certainly, it's a very mega company, nothing better. But chips go
Yeah.
down. But chips
Yeah.
go down. It certainly, if even if it is a temporary thing, I think that is one of the classic example which comes. It's not that somebody is right or wrong, you justify something part, but that platform, that timing, that is the reason I say key people are watching you, your scrutiny.
Yeah.
Each word matters a lot. Even Mr. Narayan Murthy also mentioned about that 72
Yeah.
hours in a week. See, and
Yes.
at the same time, I'm telling when I interview youngsters, they ask me whether Saturday is off or not. So you're dealing with the alpha gen. We are
Absolutely.
in their time, they are not in our time. So any statement we make, it has to gel better with them part. I think
Absolutely.
I've tried to give that
I agree. I
suggestion.
agree. So, what are the most powerful platforms today for thought leadership and executive presence, which you can recommend to our audience?
Yeah. So for all CXOs, I always say the networking comes first as much possible because that is directly indirectly helps your organization and your product also.
Yeah.
I always say is a very basic example I had been giving right from when I was mentoring the youngsters part. Imagine you want to sell something, a purchaser want to buy something, right?
Yeah.
Why we forget that purchaser is also a human being. When he goes back home, he's not a purchaser. He's a customer also.
Yeah.
He's a customer also. And at the same time, when we interview candidates, I always say when you talk about a particular domain experience, right? I will quote one very classic example now. The person should be from that domain only, that expertise. Yes, that matters. That matters. But there are certain functions where, okay, a HR person is fit into all kind of the organization in the domain,
Yeah.
but a sales or marketer probably not. Why not? Whenever I had my interaction with my all respected HR fraternity part, see, there is a hierarchy, there is a the placement process is there. When it starts from the junior most candidate or the right kind of a job profile of that function for whom you are appointing, do they get the reorientation? Probably few companies, not everybody, not all the companies, at least not in MSMEs. They think you have hired one person, so he can do everything in the HR. Similarly, in the marketing, probably they will hiring one marketing junior guy or a digital guy. He can handle everything in marketing. No, these two functions are misnomers in every organization. So that means the understanding level, what we are talking about, what tools they use is the first is the networking. Second is the what kind of a platform suits you. For
Yeah.
somebody LinkedIn, for somebody Twitter, sorry, the X, for somebody probably Instagram, depending upon the function and the job spot. You will find all travel, tour, food, all these companies are on the Instagram. You will find the those who actually, but in personal branding, Rajiv ji, I say ki wherever the organic growth has worked tremendously, they
Right.
come to a next level part. Next
Yeah.
level part. Matlab, Amitabh Bachchan, he had been crafting his art only, but he
Yeah.
is beyond that. He doesn't have to work on his personal branding.
Yeah.
Mr.
Yeah.
Mukesh
Of
Ambani
course.
doesn't have to work on his personal branding. Mr. Adani doesn't
Right.
have to work on they're gone out of that, right? But
Absolutely.
we all CXOs up to a certain level part, networking is very important. What kind of platform you use on the social media is very important. The continuity, authenticity, transparency in the communication is very important. That should gel with your organizational objective also.
So that
Today,
was
Mr. Mahindra,
yeah.
Today, Mr.
Yeah.
Mahindra's one single good remark makes a response from every strata of the life part.
It goes viral. It goes viral.
And
So
Mahindra, and we all know
how do
how
you
Mahindra is growing. We all know how Mahindra is growing.
yeah, so that's my next question. How do you handle authenticity versus perception, especially on social media? Because that's where the difference is. So I think a few words on that, please.
Be truthful. See, again, when we say transparent social, because you are under scrutiny, people know that part, right?
Yeah,
What is happening, right or wrong. Tell me, although it's not related, but why I am telling this the example part, whether it is Mr. Raju, when this whole the Company Act 2013 is only because of that only. You as a
yeah,
CS know that part,
yeah.
and be it the Baiju or be it this Blue Smart part. Tell me, do their auditors or their boards they don't know about what is happening in the organization part? Still, if you want to have a right face out with the public part, doesn't work part. Okay, somebody has to get up and so being truthful, being transparency is very very imminent because you are under scrutiny. Because
Absolutely,
right, so that is something transparency. How you articulate your messages. Okay, there are certain things are benefit for the organization part, but that
yeah,
articulation is very important and
absolutely,
never to shy back. I mean, you simply cannot stop. No, now it is the fireballs are coming, so I will not. No, please face it because you are CXO.
absolutely,
That shows
absolutely.
your
So
credit.
you cannot run away from your
Cannot duck. You
responsibilities.
cannot duck. You have to face it.
Absolutely. I agree with you. So, we come to the interesting part of our conversation. It has been very insightful to hear you out, which is a rapid fire round where we will ask you one small question and maybe one liner or two liner answers we expect from you. One brand that communicates exceptionally well, according to
Tata.
you.
Tata, very respected name. I mean,
Tata.
I cannot compromise on anything part. There are many more also. हम
Right.
बचपन से actually we are from that school. टाटा बिरला नाम बचपन से ही सुना टाटा बिरला, right?
Absolutely.
So I think that is something which they have maintained probably up the now
Yes.
Mr. Reverend Mr. Ratan Tata is not there, but the legacy those people have created. At least that is the foundation of the growth of that organization part.
Absolutely, I agree. Public speaking or personal post, which one has more impact?
See, both are the different thing part because your personal post has the reach, right? What you're communicating with, although that will be my first preference. But at the same time, when you talk about what you call, what is the other part?
The public
Public
speaking or
speaking,
personal
public
post.
speaking, public speaking is very effective, but you are with a captive audience only. And about the audience, whatever the profile, you do not know the level of understanding of the people.
Yeah, yeah,
I might be part of a captive audience, but how do you know what is my level of understanding and my common sense is there?
yeah,
Although you're talking to the common man, so we always think every CXO is at the same level part. It's not like that part. It's all about all of the how you perceive, how you react, all those things. It's the captive audience part. But that is
right.
very important also because at the tip of the iceberg, few people are there. So that is also important.
Absolutely. I agree. So one thing every LinkedIn profile must have, according to you.
Your opening statement about you, the header part,
Yeah,
either
yeah,
whether it is in your the background banner or whether it is about you description part. And at the same time, I think in today's time, that is important also. If you can make very judicious use of the keywords also in that.
Absolutely, absolutely. So it must be catchy and it
Yes.
must be,
Having that keywords again, I think that see this is that is these are the nuances. Nuances
absolutely.
how you get that. That is where
It must
the
reflect what you are actually.
yes.
Yeah, perfect. So, a communication mistakes leaders should avoid.
Communication mistake, the biggest mistake, because it is communication, it is two-way. I think the lack of listening capability. If you cannot listen, when I said that listening is not only you are, we both are talking, what you are saying, I'm listening. But what is happening all around on your social media, your digital platform, your organization, if you cannot put the ear onto the earth, I think that is something we miss that link part. So
Right.
timely actions are very important, depends on that. So having your
Absolutely.
ears on the earth.
Perfect. So, communication ways are also changing. So, email,
Yes.
video, or voice note, which is your preferred way of communication?
There also again, these are the two things. Email is the very serious because a written document part, right? And that is a must. I always
Ab-
believe in critical communication, email is a must. But what I use for the short messaging, what you call real time, getting a feedback, getting. So I think that WhatsApp message, or nowadays nobody use SMS part, but that WhatsApp message is very very quick. You know that blue tick, the person has
yeah.
read it also. Email probably you have a network problem or something, but at least that is documented. You can always mention key. I give you one classic example here. It's again with the MSME, again with the promoter driven company. You have the kind of the teams you lead. What happened? I was facing a problem on the everybody has an excuse key. I didn't get the approval in time.
Okay. Mhm.
Or whether it is the email or something, it is the best excuse. I didn't get the approval in time. You get the approval, but
Mhm.
not in time. So I made it a point. You send me a message on WhatsApp.
Mhm.
I will on the same message. I it's not separately on the same message. I will reply approved, and I will give a description also what I have approved.
Okay.
And I send you the reply. You take a snapshot of that and keep it as a record.
Oh, okay. All right. That's interesting.
I can give you the final approval part. Keep it a snap. And I as a leader, I have to vouch my words also. I have
Mhm.
to I have to vouch that. Yes, I have given that in writing part for like a liberation part.
So it's a proof also for that
Yes, it's a
person.
proof
So
also.
fantastic.
But how
So
you write,
most
what you write is very important.
I know, I know. So most overrated trend in branding today, according to you.
See, this will come more into the gestures than into the written thing part. The every whenever there is a creative brief, as a marketeer, as a brand, I call myself brand curator.
Yeah.
I don't care. It's a visionary, is a the Lalaji or the promoter who owns the brand part. They have created it. I'm only a curator. I can make it better. I can grow it. What happens? The any kind of I always believe the person who gives a brief should approve.
Right.
But what happens in most of the organization part? Somebody gives the brief, the other person approves.
Hmm.
Be it in the hierarchy or be it in the who is running the show kind of a thing part. The at the
Right.
end of the day, something goes wrong, so that junior person is get the hit, right?
Right.
So this
Absolutely.
word creative, we want the brief will be we want something very creative. What is that? What is very creative? It's very subjective. When you
Yeah.
say I want disruptive communication, what is the disruptive communication? Please define it.
Yeah.
How it should be stand. So I say ki these using these words only for a sake of the brief is something very very disturbing to everybody is talking yes sir. Because disruptive for you is something different, for me something different. The so one has to prove that connotation, to define that properly, then only it becomes a, it's not only otherwise a jargon only we are using. I think one
Absolutely.
avoid that part.
I
Be clear,
agree. I agree.
be clear in the communication.
Perfect. So PR or personal branding, what comes first, according to you?
Both are parallel part. Again, the personal branding is for the individual, PR is for the organization. For
Organization. Yeah.
you and for you, after personal branding, PR will follow. You don't have a persona, you don't have a say, you are not visible, you don't have a network, what PR will do for you. But when it comes to the organization needs the PR part,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah.
But the I always again, these are the reputations key. Till the time you are not invested into the product, till the time you are not invested into the quality, till the time you are not invested into the people, PR is not going to help you. It will lash
Absolutely.
back. It will lash back.
Absolutely.
You
I
have to
agree.
yeah, invest into that, then go for PR. So PR for the organization, personal branding is for the individual part as a priority.
That's fantastic insight, Prashantji. This conversation has been very insightful and practical.
Same here.
Thank you for shedding light on how CEOs and CXOs and leaders can navigate and evolve in communication landscape with a lot of clarity and proper intention. So, to our listeners, remember, it's in today's world, silence is not a strategy. If you don't tell your story, someone else will. And communication isn't just a function, it's a leadership skill. So, one last word from you, Prashantji, for our viewers.
Yeah, I will certainly again reiterate, learn, share, grow. So sharing is the key. When you see what happens, ki when you share, you also grow.
Yeah,
There's a very good saying, you don't learn better by reading, you learn better by teaching.
absolutely.
So I think this defines the whole crux of the communication part. As much you share, I think you grow. And it's a alpha gen. They will appreciate, they will respect you, and they will certainly remember the kind of the mentors they had, like we remember today for that erstwhile time part. So I think
I will I
the,
will
the,
add to your point. I think it's
the
time for us to unlearn and relearn and
exactly,
yeah,
exactly, exactly.
yeah. So
Unlearn and
because
deliver. Yes.
because unlearning is also very important because
Very
we have
important.
been trained and brought
Yes.
up in a different
Yes.
environment. Today generation, if we have to lead and manage, we need to change our styles. So that's the very important
That
message
was
I think you are
really the
giving.
crux of the whole podcast.
Absolutely.
The
So
that
thanks
is
for tuning
reinvent
in
yourself.
and yeah, thank you everyone for joining us today and tuning in and see you in the next episode of Evolve and Execute. So thank you, Prashantji, for taking out time. All the best to you. Thank you. Bye bye.
Thank you so much. Thank you.